Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I am the Hooded Lid and today I am bringing a new product to you, actually several new products from Rare Beauty. So Rare Beauty has come out with I think it's Stay Vulnerable collection, or Very Vulnerable, or Barely Vulnerable. That would be funny, but I don't think that's what it is. This is what it is. It is a blush, a lip gloss, and an eye product. And it is in 5 colors. There's Barely Apricot, Barely Nude, Barely Pink, Barely Mauve, and Barely Berry. I decided to go ahead and get the Barely Mauve because I actually don't have a lot in that arena. I used to love the mauves and then I got off them. But, you know, for the winter fall time, I think it's a good color and always like to expand my color ranges, and yeah. It's 85 today, so we didn't get much of a fall and apparently no winter at all, but I still stand by my choices. So the blush, this is adorable. It looks like a little bean. If it was indented here and here, you'd be a little bean. It's a pink, it's a shiny plastic. It reminds me a lot of packaging Too Faced did for their melting blushes several years ago. You open it up. I really kind of like this. I don't know why. And then it indents in the middle, and there's a mirror. Fits in your palms, so you can just stick this in your purse. Now, let's talk about that for a minute, because the oldest thing there is, right, is, for me anyway, is to take something and put it all over and call it a day. I have found in my experience, for instance, this is a Charlotte Tilbury limited edition, and it's for cheeks and lips. It's great on the cheeks. For me, it's drying on the lips. My lips are sensitive. My lips aren't sensitive like they turn colors or anything, but my lips feel things. Heaviness, demethaconiness, a little dryness, a little sticky, a little gummy, a little weighty. My lips will notice that. So that is fine on the cheeks, but it's not great on the lips for me. This is not said to be good for the lips, but it's another cream, right? Very demethacone, and yeah, not on the lips. Remember the Super Shocks? Great on the cheeks, not on the lips. But you could absolutely take a lipstick and put some on your cheeks, put some on your eyes, and you have a monochromatic look, and you are out the door. It's quick, it's fast, and you only need one thing. So that's something I think a lot of women do, and I don't mind that at all. As a matter of fact, I like a monochromatic, kind of simple look. What they did here is they released all these colors in each product. So the colors I just named off is in the blush, it's in the lip, and it's in the eyeshadow. But they didn't want each color to be exactly the same. So they're not. There's a little dimension here. Now, my hands are stained right now from something else I was putting on last night, but here's the cheek. The lip, it's shiny, it's metallic at the top, which is great because they look, the lip and the eyeshadow looks very much the same, and it depends on how you store your makeup, whether this will be handy for you. It's flat at the bottom, which is great. This is flat at the bottom, which is great. This is shorter, but again, it depends on how you store your makeup. But this has the pink, the same pink as the blush. And this is the eye. So even though these are all mauve, you can see that they're all variations of the color. So you're getting something that isn't the exact same color all over your face. And there's nothing wrong with that. My goodness, it's getting hot. I may have to put my hair up. Let me tell you a little bit what they are saying on the Sephora site. This first-of-a-kind water-resistant blush combines pigments with a non-greasy blend of weightless oils and spherical powders for a natural flush you can't mess up. The ultra-lightweight, liquid-like cream melts on contact and blends to a smooth satin finish that won't cake, crease, or clog pores. So let's put that on. Now to the touch, I get that same feeling, like the more I move around, the more it feels like it's melting. Boop. You don't need to do what I just did, go around over and over and over again, because you will pick up a lot of product. So I'm being very ginger about how much I'm getting on my cheeks, and then wipe it off and move it around. Because we don't know how much playtime there is. Okay, I confess, I do know how much playtime there is because I shot this yesterday, but it's cloudy and it just didn't look good, so I decided I'd rather have it look good and be late putting up a video. And in my experience yesterday, I found that at first this looks like a lot, and by the time I'm done with my eyes and my lips, it's faded and I can put some more on. All right, let's talk about the eyes. This quick and easy formula goes from liquid to powder in seconds. Velvety smooth, creamy, and never sticky, it blends and builds easily before setting to a soft satin finish that lasts all day. No creasing, smudging, fading, transferring, or drying out your skin. I did try this, as I told you. I left it on all day, and I agree. So let's see what she does. I did one eye with my finger and one eye with my brush, and you know, pretty much the same. I just really prefer to use a finger. So there you have it. Yes, I'm going to blend it. And just blend. And as I'm blending, I'm feeling it dry a little bit, but it doesn't feel tightening as it dries. And then I'm really going to work the edge here so it just kind of fades. So I'm working into the socket. And make sure there's no line. But I don't want too much out here. I don't want to pull everything down. I just want to make sure my hood has some of that color so it recedes the hood. And you know, if it's too high, if you don't want color all the way up to your brows, you could, you know, just take some off. I'm putting on a good amount, as you can see. I'm not putting on a teeny bit. And they say you can build, but I think for the kind of color, the kind of look that you're doing here, you want a wash of color. Oh, here comes Lucy. Boom. What could be easier? You know, mauve to me is something that has a little bit of grayish in it, just a little bit, and a little bit of blue, and this doesn't read that cold to me. So I think it's lovely for this time of year and probably any time of the year. I am wearing the Rare Beauty foundation today in honor of Rare Beauty. Let's talk a little bit about other liquids. I don't have a lot of liquids for eyes, if you can believe it. It doesn't feel greasy. It does have a slightly powdery and yet liquid feeling to it. So it's unique to anything I've tried, but the only thing I've tried, or you know, in store with the liquids, well, I think I tried the Kosas, which is an oily kind of a thing, and I've tried the Natasha Denona metallics. I've certainly have tried other liquids, but this formulation feels very interesting. I seem to remember in my mind somewhere that other liquids I've tried get a little clumpy. So you put it on the lid and it's liquid, and clump, and you kind of have to take that clump out or really work it in. So I think this is a very nice formula. Now let's talk about this formula. Like I said, I felt that the more I moved my finger in it, the more I felt like it was melting. This and the Tower 28 I find to be a little bit tacky. We have, of course, the Fenty's, which I love. It has that same kind of look, but this is much more dimethicone-y. It doesn't feel emollient. It doesn't have a tackiness to it. This is similar to that, but it doesn't feel dimethicone-y, and it feels like it's kind of melting as from the heat of my finger and probably the heat of my face. And then the NARS matte, Air Matte I got recently, it has a similar feeling for texture and weight. This feels a little heavier, but this doesn't feel like it's melting as I move it around. So there's a couple of comparisons for you. Let's talk about the Tower. The Tower is much more tacky and goopy. I don't like that texture. The classic that no one ever talks about, Stila Convertible Color, much more tacky and yet more waxy. It's not as, I wouldn't compare it to the Tower. They're very different formulas. So this is very unusual. The melting powder from Tarte The packaging reminds me of that, but that was a very, very different kind of formula. So there's that. Now let's talk about the lips. Like a lip mask in a gloss, this ultra cushiony, comfortable formula hugs lips with nourishing hydration while visibly plumping with buildable color and shine. Made with botanical blends of lotus, gardenia, and white water lily, it also helps soothe, calm, and nourish lips. So when I think of lip mask, of course, I think of the Laneige. Let's look at the doe foot. It's kind of pinched like that. And it's a nice pinch at the end, so you can do some detail work if you want to. Now, this color for me, it's very Your Lips But Better. What do I like about it? It doesn't have a lot of shine. I don't like a super shiny lip. I just don't. But it has enough so that you look finished. So for me, this color, it's a Your Lips But Better, just finishing off your look so you don't look accidental. I like that. It is cushioning. It's not tacky. It's not stringy. But for me, for my little, Goldilocks lips, it feels heavy to me. And I don't feel that I put a lot on it. I wouldn't want to build the color on this. I am for you, but it doesn't feel like the Laneige lip mask at all. For me, I like the color, I like the shine. It feels a little bit uncomfortable on me. So if you have dry lips, you might find that the heaviness is a little too much to take. Or if you're just sensitive to heaviness, you might find it's a little bit too much to take. Now, did you notice that the cheek had faded by the time we finished? I told you it would. So I'm going to put on a little bit more. I love this wash of color on the eyes. Oops, that's a little too low. Not to worry. We'll just bring it up. I usually don't put on my blush in a circular fashion like that because I don't want to move my foundation on, but I'm barely touching. There. Built that up. Let's just do a little bit of mascara and finish the look, and I'll tell you why I really like this product. I'm a person who puts on makeup almost every day, whether I go out or not. I love putting on makeup. I feel like it's a kind of self-care, kind of gets you, I don't know how to explain it, but I love putting on my makeup. And even if I'm not doing a lot of makeup, I always put on foundation because there's so much red in my skin. I just want to even that up. So I'm pretty much everyday makeup. And as much as I love to play with makeup and do videos, I find the oddest thing when I actually have an appointment and I have to leave and go somewhere at a certain time. I am often thinking, well, what am I going to wear for makeup? Which is to say, if I did a video for a palette, I would go out and run my errands. But if I'm putting on my makeup, not because I shot something that day, but to go to the vet, to the doctor, to the bank, to whatever I need to do, I often am lost. I'm like, what am I going to wear? I don't know what to wear. And it kills me because I often think I'm not looking my best just because I'm so overwhelmed with how much I have. I don't know how to put it together to leave the house looking put together. This is it. For me, I feel that I look put together. I feel that I feel put together. Do you know what I mean? I feel very confident in this. I know it looks like I put on makeup, but it doesn't look like I put on too much makeup. It doesn't look like I'm trying too hard. If I was working in an office, 100% comfortable doing a look like this. It's a little bit more than put on some mascara and some gloss. And I think that's primarily due to the shadow. I'm a big fan. I wore it yesterday. It lasted all day. It looked great. In fact, I didn't want to wash my face because every time I looked in the mirror, I'm like, I like this so much. I'm just questionable about the lip gloss. That's my truth. It's a little bit heavy. let me compare it to something for you. The Visearts, I've told you many times, I love this formulation. But the Visearts colors are a little bit odd, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. In this case, this would be the comparable kind of a mauve, but there's much more gray in this one, but this is so much more comfortable. Tower 28's formula is very, very similar, but Viseart's slightly better, and Viseart came out first. I'm going to take this off. And by the way, when you take it off, your lips don't feel dry. And put this on. And you can see, if I put it on thick, how this is a little bit gray. But in my experience, that grayness kind of fades. But it reads a little bit more deep. I think it reads a little bit more shiny, but it's thinner. Which is not to say this is a thin formulation, but it doesn't feel heavy on the lips. It honestly feels nourishing rather than staying on top of the lips like it's sinking into them. I love the feeling of this. It is a little bit more shiny. I will give you that. Now, they also said that this is long wearing. I find that it is absolutely not long wearing. It's not. It's as long wearing as this, which is to say, not long wearing. So that's one thing I would disagree with. I don't know if I read that to you from my notes, but I know it says it in the notes because I remember thinking, no, it's not. Oh yeah, here it is, lip. What it is, a hydrating, non-sticky, true. I wouldn't know about hydrating, but it is non-sticky, long-lasting lip gloss that cushions lips all day with soft, nourishing color and shine. It is soft color. The shine is very soft. There is no way this lasts all day. And that's it, you guys. That's my impression. Once again, Rare Beauty has impressed me. Not all their products. I love their blush. I love their foundation. The under eye concealer is not enough for me. Might be for you. The eyeshadows, I didn't even try. I'm not interested at all in what they put out in that arena yet. But another blush hit. This could be a hit depending on you. Really like this as well. And that's it. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Even subscribe maybe. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart. I'm wishing you good health.